scholars. I
should see everybody moving.
In how many scholars are?
Hudson, are you reading to me? Is that the way we normally do number stories? If you currently have the number stories packet in front of you, flip that around. The first thing mathematicians do is work on creating a plan, and we need to be able to visualize in order to do this. Hudson, can you try one more time? Scholars, remember our hand movements. We're doing this for tables. Show me this for tables. And 1, 2, 3 for people. Ready? Go ahead, Hudson. Tell us again.
There are six tables in Miss White's class.
Jackson, warning, you had a break. You should not need to go between class time. Go quickly and return.
There are 6 tables in Miss White's class. Three people. There are 3 people sitting in each table. How many does Miss White have Miss White
have in her class? Yeah, I don't know. I need your help with that. Who else is ready to share? Let me hear from a Miss Umu. Go ahead, tell us our story, Umu. Eyes are tracking Umu on the screen. Hands are moving to tell our story.
Miss White has 6 tables.
Okay, ready?
And each table has 3 scholars in it. We want to know how many scholars are in the room.
I want to know that too. I need one last scholar to be a superstar reteller. I'm looking for a nice straight hand of somebody who's listening. Siphon, tell us your story.
Miss White has 6 tables.
Everybody show me your table.
At each table, 3 scholars are added. We want to know how many scholars are in the room.
Thank you very much. Scholars, I noticed that not all of us had our hand movements up. I'm hoping that when we come to you, you'll be 100% ready. I have a question for you. If Miss White has 6 tables and there are 3 scholars at each table, do you think we're going to have more or less than 3 scholars in the room? More or less than 3 scholars? Everybody think? Put your fists together. Be ready to shake, shake, show. Thumbs up if you think there's more than 3. Thumbs down if you think there's more than 3. Ready? Shake, shake, show. I'm seeing a hand up here with Fatima. Fatima, why do you think there'll be more than 3 scholars?
I think there's going to be more than 3 scholars because there's more there's more
Stay still so we can see your face.
there's going to be more, even though there's more tables, there might even be more scholars than the table.
I need another person to show us that. Liana, we're focused. Noali, what do you think? Will there be more than 3 scholars?
I think there will be more scholars.
Because?
Because she said how many scholars are in the room.
Does asking how many scholars in the room help us create our mathematician's plan?
No.
So then you're not using the evidence from the evidence that we have from the information. Let's go back and reread to really remember. You can read with me as I touch it. Ready? There are 6 tables in Miss White's classroom. Each table has 3 scholars at it. How many scholars are in the room? We're trying to decide if we're going to have more or less than 3 scholars. You're telling us we're going to have more than 3. What's your reason to say that we'll have more than 3?
It's going to be more than more than 3 because and it says
No, Noelle needs support. Noelle, it's okay for you to say, I need support. Right now, I want to know that all eyes are facing forward, hands are folded and ready. Sergio waiting for you, Millie waiting for you. Hudson, you look ready. Tyler, you look ready. Jose, amazing scholarship there. Janju has a hands up. It tells me that she's ready to participate. Go ahead, Janju.
It's getting bigger because it's getting bigger because
Janju, that's not my question. I want to know if we're going to have more or less than 3 scholars in the class.
we're gonna have more in the class because she's saying that she has 6, and 6 is a big number than 3.
What does 6 represent in this problem, Janju?
6 represent the tables.
Will knowing that I have 6 tables help me know if I have more or less than 3 scholars?
No.
What do we think, scholars? Can anybody tell me, do we need to know how many tables we have in here in order to understand? Jose facing forward, hands folded. I need a scholar who's telling me that they're ready to share. Yair?
I need to understand the question again.
Yair, that's very unfair of you to raise your hand and have nothing to say. Scholars, we've had time to visualize our problem. We know that there are 6 tables in Ms. White's classroom, and each table has 3 scholars at it. Now it's time for us to use this information in order to tell how many scholars are in the classroom. As you go into your breakout rooms, visualize what you see. Think about how you're going to put it on the paper in order to show. Remember, different strategies are counting strategies. As you figure it, Sean, focus, you need to go, is there any other way to count this? Okay, Ms. Khan, can you please have us go to our breakout rooms? You please bring us back by 2:05. Thank you.
Those who are part of my group, please continue working. Those who are not, I'm moving you right now. Please go ahead and get started. The information that we know right now is that there are 6 tables in Miss White's classroom, and each table has 3 scholars at it. Go ahead and first take 30 seconds to visualize what's happening, and then show me this information on your paper. Ibrahim, please click on your screen. Thank you. Austin, please click on your screen. Angela, please click on your screen. Yes, Mohammed. Go ahead, Mohammed. Say it again. Say it again.
what page are you on?
So we're on number stories within our same packet from this morning.
What?
I want to see us showing the information that we read from our number stories and the information that Ms. Perez told us. Mamadou, you need to be sitting. Yes, Kingston.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Say it again, Kingston.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Please go and come back quickly. Yes, Mohammedan.
You mean this page?
Nope, that is from yesterday. Please keep flipping to today's number story. Yes, Ethan.
I'm done with my work.
Can you show me, please? And can you explain what you did first?
What I did first was that I put 6 tables, and then I put 3 scholars in each table and counted them, and I got the answer 18.
Can you show your work to the camera, please? I want to see how you represented tables and how you represented scholars. Bring it a little bit closer. Interesting. Okay. Go ahead and include your number sentence that matches your work. And after that, I want you to make sure that you included an answer with units. And then, if you have time, come up with a second way to show your work. Go ahead. So it seems like Ethan was first showing his 6 tables. That's an interesting first move. Let's continue. Go ahead, Jal.
I'm done.
Can you show me your work, please? Can you explain what you did?
So I put 6 tables. Then I put 6 scholars in each thing. Then I counted them. Then I got to 18.
Okay, so I want you to go back and look over. You told me that you put 6 scholars on each table. I want you. How many did you put?
3 scholars.
How do you know there were 3 scholars on each table?
Because they said they each had these scholars at the table.
Okay, I like how you referred back to the question. Go ahead and see if you can come up with a different way to show your work. Yes, Fatu.
I'm done.
Can you please show me your work?
Another way is down here.
So I want you to also include labels. Can you show me what each thing represents? Not just you labeling the numbers, but also labeling what each thing represents. Thank you. Please make sure you're including your labels every single time. Yes, Sebastian.
I finished.
Can you please just show me your work? Mohammed, we need to get to work now. Can you bring it a little closer? I cannot see. Ooh, interesting. Can you explain what you did?
What I did is I put 3 scholars in each table,
Keep going.
and then I counted by these to represent all the scholars that were in each table.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and make sure you're also labeling your work. You did a great job showing your work, but I want to see those labels. Go ahead and revise and just add those labels in and then see if you can come up with a second strategy. Yes, Ashley?
I'm finished.
Can you please show me your work? Bring it closer. I can't see your work. I can only see your number sentence. Can you please show me your work, the top part of it? Bring it closer. More. Okay, I want you to go back into the question and look back at what we learned from the problem. What information do we know? Ashley, can you tell me what information you know from the problem?
We know about the problem is that each table has 3 scholars.
Okay. And how many tables are there?
There are 3.
Go back into the problem.
There are 6.
Can you show me what this looks like using your hands? So I noticed that you drew 6 circles. What do those 6 circles represent?
The tables.
Okay, and then I saw that you did this. What were you doing?
I was crossing out 3, and then I count the rest.
My question is, why were you crossing out 3?
I was crossing out 3 because they said that each table has 3 scholars.
If each table has 3 scholars, can you show me that on your paper? How can you show that there's 3 scholars on each table? Go back and revise.
Please do not use the raise your hand feature. You might get very frustrated because you think you're raising your hands, but we don't use that. So it would be better for you to sit in silent scholar position and then raise your hand. JL, your eyes don't seem to be on the screen. It makes me feel like you're not focused, which means you're missing really important information. Okay, scholars. Nicholas, can you retell the problem, please?
There are 6 tables. There are 6 tables. There are 3 scholars in each table. How many scholars are in the room?
So Amelia, what was the first important piece of information this problem told us that we need to solve?
That we need to solve.
The first thing the problem tells us is that
The first thing that the problem tells us that there are 6 tables.
Okay. How might we represent 6 tables, Fatu? You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. Can you try again, Fatu? Okay, unfortunately, sweetheart, I really can't hear you, so I'm gonna call on another scholar. Ethan, how would we represent 6 tables?
How will we represent 6 tables? By putting 6 rectangles to represent the 6 tables.
Okay, so I might sit here and draw 6 rectangles. I am not Miss Johnson or Miss White, so mine might not be perfect. One thing you want to do in order to make sure you're keeping your work organized is always label what you have. So I'm going to label that these are tables, and I counted them by 6. After the author let us know that we have 6 tables, What other information did the author of this problem give us? Sergio?
What information did this problem give us is that
Sergio, what else do we need to know to solve this problem?
what else do we need to know to solve this problem is how much scholars does Miss White have in her
Would
room?
we know at this point how many scholars Miss White has? Would we be able to answer that question with what we have so far? Tyler? Can we answer that question right now?
Huh? Yes.
Yes, we can tell how many scholars Miss White has. Tyler,
Yes.
tell how many scholars Miss White has with the information we've taken out so far.
No.
We cannot. We're missing something. What else do we need to know in order to find out how many scholars Miss White has?
We need to know how many scholars there are.
Tyler, I just asked that question. I said, can we tell how many scholars there are with this information? You said, no, we cannot. So did the situation change?
No.
So then we still cannot. Dylan, what else do we need? Excuse me, Dylan. What else do we need, Dylan, in order to solve this problem?
We need the 3 scholars on each table.
The problem let us know there were 3 scholars at each table. Our next step then would be preparing that by showing 3 scholars at each table. I've drawn 3 at each table. What do I need to do now in order to tell how many scholars are at each table? Maria.
We need for each table.
No, Maria. The question is, how do I find out now how many scholars are in the room?
You label by counting all the circles.
Great, Maria, can you count for us, please? I will label as you count. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay. According to this work, Klaus, how many scholars are in Miss White's room?
How many scholars are in this white room? Is 18.
Agree or disagree? I have written the correct answer.
18 scholars.
What did you do right now to make that answer better, Klaus?
I add the unit.
You added a unit. If you don't include a unit, your answer is
Wrong.
absolutely. This is one way to solve this problem. We worked with Maria to count by 1. Did anybody figure out a different way to count this? Skyla, how did you count?
I counted by putting 3 and 3 together, and then I put 6.
So you said, oh, sorry. Oh, wow. Sorry, I was opening a pen and it opened incorrectly. Okay, Skyla. So you're saying you said this was 3, and now this makes 6? Then what did you?
And then I put 6 and 3 together to make 9.
So now we have 9, and then?
And then I put 9 and 3 together to make 12.
And then?
Then I put 12 and 3 together to make 15.
And then?
Then I put 15 and 3 together to make 18.
Compare the work that we did now. How is Skyla's work, counting work, different from Maria's counting work? Jacob?
You see that, Dylan?
Jacob?
The strategy that I used was
Jacob, that wasn't the question I asked. It makes me feel you were not listening. What question did I ask us to compare two different strategies? Remember, this is not eating time. We're focusing our number stories. Zachariah, please close us out. Compare the two counting strategies that we saw Maria and Skylar to use.
That Maria counted by ones, but Skylar counted by threes.
Can we use the work that these two ladies did the next time we have a problem like this? What math idea can we take with us? I'm looking for a hand facing up. Kingston, please sit down. Camille looks ready. Camille, what math idea are you taking with you for the next time you have this type of problem?
is that you could come by go by threes, not ones.
What if the problem had 5 scholars at each desk? Would we say we can count by threes?
No, five.
So making a math idea that we can use to help us with another type of problem.
That we could not skip count by ones.
Yeah, we cannot we don't only have to count by ones. In this situation, we counted by threes because there was 3 in each. If there were 5 in each, what would we count by that time? 1, 2, 3?
Fives.
What about if there were 10 in each? I have a lot of people unmuted. Ready? If there were 10 in each, we would count by
10.
What if there were 100 in each?
10.
If there were 100 in each, we would count by
100.
Very nice, guys. I'm going to write this idea that we can skip count by the amount in each group.
Jose.
Teachers, I'm sure that a lot of your scholars did amazing work. Can we shout some out, please?
So I want to shout out Jael and Ethan and Sebastian. They did an amazing job, both representing the tables and the scholars, and some of them even skip counted. So way to go.
Nice job. Ms. Khan?
I want to shout out Ibrahim Sacco. He used a super clear illustration to help us know exactly where his counting brain was. Excellent work.
I also want to shout out in my math group, Camille, Yair, Jose, Hudson, Amelia, Cameron, Jada. You immediately started showing those groups and started showing that you can count by 3. So give yourself a pat on the back. Did we hear from Ms. Upchurch?
No, I wanted to
give you an opportunity. Sorry.
It's okay. I wanted to shout out Jacob for his work. He represented both the tables and the scholars. Some of us had to go back and rethink how we can show both of those groups. So shout out to Jacob.
Great job. Okay, scholars, one thing I want to say that I noticed, Ms. Khan, we can stop the recording.